Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lego Back to the Future. Today, of course, as you can see, we have Dr. Emmett Brown, or should I say Rick? Because if you didn't see the trailer for the Rick and Morty movie, go do yourself a favor. It is looking like it is going to be a treat. But we also have, of course, the star of the show, and that would be Marty McFly, ready to go and dive into the Lego pack, level pack, I should say, for Back to the Future. But as we do that, I do want to go on ahead and ask you guys for a little bit of support. So if you can, hit that thumbs up button on today's video. That would be very much appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And of course, guys, in addition to that, if you can, consider becoming a member of the channel, grabbing some merch. Without further ado, let's dive on in. As we make our way into the level and we load in here, I would love to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. What is your favorite Back to the Future movie? Let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys come up with. And with that in mind, welcome to Lego Back to the Future. Nice little framed photo of Mr. Einstein. And don't worry, by the way, guys, if you're wondering, like, hey, are the vehicles going to be here? Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question? And most importantly, the hoverboard. Does that answer your question? So stick around. All that is still to come. I've always found this to be such a, like, on one hand, you think, oh, wow, what a cool invention. But on the other hand, you think to yourself, incredibly lazy. Like, if you really can't get a moment to feed your dog, is that the moment when you realize you're a workaholic?
Hello, anybody?
You know?
Bruh. Einstein? Here, boy. Whoa! Ow!
Bit of a situation has unfolded.
Disgusting. Seriously, where are you?
The whole place seems to be in a complete disarray.
I can kick back for a while.
Oh.
Maybe I can finish off that amplifier the doc's been working on.
It's time to rock out. Okay, so obviously, traditionally speaking, you shouldn't be seeing the dock right now because, of course, we are currently having access to that character just based on the fact that we actually have the minifigure, which is obviously pretty darn awesome to have. Okay, so there's a multitude of tasks. As you can see, when you're looking at the current screen, you can see, first of all, the zoink effects and all that. That's actually a power brick that I've gone ahead and equipped, and I think it's pretty awesome and adds to the enjoyment of the game. But in addition to that, the other thing that you probably are going to notice are the big, giant, glaring white arrows all throughout the screen. Well, those are basically indicators of mini kits, which are the collectible object that you get in any traditional Lego level, including this one right here, which is for the level pack inside of Lego Dimensions. Okay, can we jump onto the bed? We can. Does it in any way unleash anything? Yes, it does. It certainly does. It gives us our rule breaker status, which is absolutely brilliant. So we're already done with that. Okay, so I think what we'll do first is actually call in the miniaturized or the RC version of the DeLorean and send it flying across the walls. Because apparently this RC car can drive on walls, which is kind of phenomenal if you think about it. And then we get ourselves the coffee maker. Mini kit collected. Brilliant. That's our first of 10 mini kits that we are meant to collect. Now, I'm also noticing that we obviously need a way to melt down all these gold clocks. And so, who better to help us melt things than a character such as this one, which would be, of course, Supergirl. So we're going to call upon her help here as she comes in. It's time to melt some stuff, guys. All right, burn, baba, burn. All right, so that's 2 of those melted down. I'm going to make my way across here. Can we melt? Okay, yep. My bad. I love how I say, can we melt that? Before I could even finish the sentence, we had already melted down that fish off that wall. So, hopefully that wasn't like a super expensive collectible or anything like that, because that's going to be awkward trying to explain that to Dr. Emmett Brown, being like, yeah, so you see, I was trying to collect some studs, and then, you know that trophy fish that you got on your wall, probably because, I don't know, you went fishing with your dad or something, and it probably has a lot of sentimental value to you. Yeah, I might have possibly, maybe, somehow melted that down a little bit. So that's a little awkward. But what isn't awkward is, of course, another mini kit. So I'm happy about that. We're gonna thank Supergirl and get back to going on ahead and using our guitar power to break the glass up here in order to assemble even more of this amp.
Nearly there. Just need to add a few dials and it's good.
Now, here's our first building opportunity, which allows us to actually put together the hoverboard. Now, again, of course, every vehicle in LEGO Dimensions actually does have the ability to transform to 3 different forms. We have a bit of a different variation built up there for the hoverboard, but for the most part, it's still the hoverboard. So it's really not all that different. But now that we have the hoverboard equipped, what we can do is, guess what? Hover. Hold up. Actually, what we can do is actually climb up here first. Then we shall grab or jump onto the hoverboard. There we go. And hover across. As we make our way across, we can push this crate. Now, again, obviously, if you're lucky enough to have access to flying characters, what you could do there is just fly up there and skip the whole portion of the hoverboard altogether. But I feel like considering the hoverboard is such a prominent accessory, such a prominent, I guess, really vehicle in the Back to the Future mythos, we can't really just skip over it, can we? So let's go on ahead and flip the switch. I just flipped the switch. Flip, flip.
Nope.
Great. Everything. Goodness. Oh, these inventions are just, oh my goodness. This reminds me of the scenes of the fire extinguisher robot from Iron Man. That's what it reminds me of.
Nice.
All right, that is one heck of an amp. And so it's time to rock out. Are you guys ready? Bam. That was loud.
Ow.
Bruh.
Not again.
Phone's ringing. Get that.
Marty, my boy.
Oh my goodness, this is the part where everybody who's looking at this is going like, what is that? That's what's called the telephone, guys. This is something that preceded the cell phone.
15 a.m. Tell
And it was connected to something called a landline.
your video camera.
What?
Dr. Emmett Brown obviously has a plan. And so he calls him to meet up by the mall in the Twin Pines Mall at 1:16 a.m. Okay, so right off the bat, we are inclined to assemble another vehicle, and that is going to be the first appearance of the DeLorean in this story, which is, of course, the most famous vehicle within the Back to the Future mythos. So we're going to go on ahead and drop our toy tag onto there. Toy tag has been saved. There is the DeLorean assembled, and there it is within the game. It's a little small. It's like a miniaturized. It's like those vehicles that you see at like a Toys R Us or something like that, like the miniaturized versions of real life vehicles. I wish it was a full scale DeLorean. That would have been cooler.
One of these, you'll hit 88 miles per hour and whoosh.
Time travel is that simple?
Yes, if you ignore the complex bits such as 1.21 gigawatts of electricity needed to power the flux capacitor. I've set the time.
Where are we gonna get that?
November 5th, 1955.
What about
the day I invented time travel?
Brilliant? Now just one thing. Oh no. It's the Libyans. Who are the Libyans?
Hide. I'll draw them off.
Whoa, okay. Things just escalated quickly. Hold up, I'm confused. Why did they want to kill him? If they want his time machine, wouldn't they need to know that it works before they just... He's like, when you're in doubt, just use anything. He's like, the RPG and the guns didn't work. Hit him with a baseball. Oh no.
Doc, no! I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
DeLorean.
Hop into the DeLorean.
My calculations are in dire.
Okay, so first things first, we can break the glass here.
Go back in time to save the doc.
We have the opportunity to collect lots more studs here.
Kick to activate time travel. Let's
And
hope it
then...
works.
Oh, hold up. I guess I didn't destroy that garbage can right there. There we go. Okay, so now we have a switch assembled.
Doc, whew, I'm glad you're here. Do you have any idea when we are?
And there's a bunch of parts and pieces up there. Okay. Fantastic. So before we keep keeping on, let's just take a look at sort of the further parts of this level. Okay, so it's clear that we're going to need a character that can destroy silver Lego objects. I think we could get the Wicked Witch from the Wizard of Oz to help us with that particular task. So we're just going to tag each one of these shopping carts, destroying them in the process, clearing that particular set of objectives. Now, it does look like that is still not enough to complete whatever task is necessary here. So what we're going to need to do is probably go on ahead and actually call upon a different character that can grapple things. I actually wonder if the doc has the... You really? Really? I mean, don't you think that the doc would have some tool to go on ahead and allow him to grapple? I feel like that's kind of a no-brainer, but at least I know that Ethan Hunt, for a fact, can help us because he does have a grapple ability. We're going to call him in. I think we'll get rid of the hoverboard, at least for now. It's not really all that necessary. Okay, so that's the last one of those that we needed to clear. Brilliant. Okay, so back to our OG crew right here. Okay, now let me see. Can we destroy any of these other objects? Okay, so it seems like everything on this part of the map is destructible. And I would, again, if you're struggling with getting the rule breaker status in this level, I would suggest that you actually do spend the time to clear out some of these objects so that then you have a greater chance, I suppose, of reaching your rule breaker status. Because one of the reasons why we managed to hit it so easily is because we actually have a pretty good amount of stud multipliers active. We have the ×2 and the ×4 multiplier active at this point, so obviously that makes things a heck of a lot easier in terms of challenges to complete, so that's pretty fantastic. Okay, so with all that cleared out, I think what we can do next is actually hop in here. We need to break this glass. Okay, wonderful. So with that all disassembled, we can now reassemble it into a stunt ramp. Let's call in the DeLorean. I don't think any of this is destructible. I believe we have to actually crash into it. There we are. Okay, so partially the problem is solved.
What do you want from me?
We're gonna do more assembly work here quickly.
Well, here goes nothing.
And it looks like this is the part where we can start time traveling. Now, the question is, there's obviously still 2 more tasks remaining within this area. And the question is, what exactly are they? Because we can see 2 arrows. I wonder if we could go on ahead and take another leap. We can. But it in no way actually benefits us, it seems. Okay. Do we have a long-range attack? We do not. Okay, so let me call in a character back, like Ethan Hunt, who does have a long-range attack. It doesn't seem like I can do much about that either, unfortunately. It's interesting because I'm not really sure what this pad here does. I mean, I'm sure it does something. Whoa! Definitely get that purple stud in the back there. That is most definitely a must-have. So do not miss out on that. But suppose for now, what we shall do is hop into the DeLorean, and it's time to time travel, right? Hop in. Gather some more loot. And we are gone. Da-da-da-da-da-da. There we are. We're in a barn. Great. I forgot that it actually teleports you to a barn. You got of all the places.
The doc saw that, he would have lost his mind.
Well, he can see that because technically he's here.
Back in 1955.
Okay, so welcome back to 1955, everybody. Welcome back to the past. This really isn't Back to the Future yet, but we're planning to travel back to the future at some point here. Okay, so
Out of this barn.
seems like we can assemble ourselves a nice ladder to climb there. And once again, it does look like we need a character that can destroy several Lego objects, so we're going to call back upon the Wicked Witch. It should be able to make quick work of all this. And then we have an assembly process here. Okay, so that's cool because that actually unleashes the minigame arcade cabinet placement here, which I'll showcase in just one moment. But first, we're going to just fly up here. And the reason why we're doing that is because there's another task here that the Wicked Witch can help us with. That goes there. That goes there. And that goes there. We got ourselves sort of a scarecrow assembled. Ta-da! It's not the greatest, but, you know. Not awful, I guess. Sort of. Yeah, never mind. It's awful. Considering that the one purpose of a scarecrow is to do what exactly? Like, it's sort of in the name, you know? Scare crows. And that crow could not be less scared. It's literally sitting on its shoulder like a pirate. So, yeah, we're gonna need to work on our scarecrow manufacturing skills, I suppose. Okay. Seems as though we will have a ramp here. Now, of course, the way that we could have gotten up there was actually not just by using a silver character. Or silver character, sorry. Why do you say silver character? What I meant to say was not by using a flying character, but what we could have done is actually scale up here as Morty and then use our previously utilized ability of this guy, the hoverboard, to hover across. But we do need a character that can activate this batarang switch. So who better than Batman to call upon for that task? We're going to teleport him up here to this. Whoops. Okay. Well, I guess we're not going to be teleporting him up here. I thought we were. But we're going to walk across, activate, and flip the switch. I just flipped the switch. Flip, flip. Bada beam, bada boom. All right. So that's another task completed. Once again, here is the showcase of the hoverboard. If you were wondering about that, hop onto this thing, hover across, and bada beam, bada boom, you can complete that task. Aside from the scarecrow, because again, that does require the telekinesis ability, which obviously neither Morty nor Dr. Emmett Brown have. But that's successfully completed. We're going to remove Batman and the hoverboard. And no, we're not going to drop down and drive the DeLorean onto that boost pad. Not just yet, because first, what we need to do is actually call in this. Which will be the arcade cabinet from Midway Arcade. Because, yes, technically it is a vehicle. You can actually sort of pilot it because you hop onto the arcade cabinet. And then what you need to do is place it on one of these pads, which then activates a game within a game. And in this case, it's the 120 degrees, I guess, game. I don't know what this is. This is well before my time. I suppose it's is this a fighting game? It says jump and oh, it's a skateboarding game. Okay. Wait, did I lose? It said game over. How, bro? Spin in the air. Okay. Okay. So this is what you do. Welcome to Skate City. Spin in the air for more score. Yeah. That's basically the original Tony Hawk. Look. You go like this, then you go. Whoa. Look at that. So yeah, so that's a phenomenal game. Obviously, super duper fun. Great stuff. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, let's move along. Back to the game. Back to the future. No pun intended. And boost pad activate. Get us out of that barn. Uh-oh. Did he really have to destroy everything there? Fence, roof. Really? I mean, that's definitely not a great way to make an impression when you're traveling 30 years back in time. Okay. Knock, knock.
Doc?
Is Dr. Emmett Brown at home? Why is he wearing a bunny outfit? I just love how much, like,
No, Doc,
you look
it's
at
me.
Dr. Emmett Brown now,
I'm
having watched a bunch of Rick and Morty,
Look, I can explain everything.
and you really do realize just how much Rick was inspired by.
I know.
It's basically Emmett Brown, but not PG. That's it. That's literally Rick.
Don't tell me. You must never know too much about your own future. Speaking of which, we have to get you back to yours.
Where are you gonna get 1.21 gigawatts of electricity in 1955?
We can also remove
Lightning, Marty.
that for now. Okay, well, I guess we have a plan. Apparently, we're going to be using lightning. Don't know if I like this plan, considering we're going to be the ones in the car, but okay. Here we go.
Shopping list. That better do it.
Okay, so that seems incredibly safe, doesn't it?
Nope. Time travel machine.
Emmett's like literally on top of a building with an electric wire, while it seems to be kind of storming outside. Okay. But you know, you do you, dude. All right, so we're going to plug that up. That's the first one of those chargers now set to try to power up the vehicle that we will be driving here. Of course, the DeLorean getting its boost. Okay, so what we're going to do is also just clear out some of this other stuff within this vicinity. Oh, interesting. So that is actually a keystone, which is something that we have not seen appear yet in any parts of this level. But what we have seen before is stuff that needs fixing, and who better to fix stuff than Dr. Emmett Brown? We're going to fix the switch, flip the switch, and then get ourselves a nice boost of studs. I honestly think we can probably clear well over 1 million studs collected for this level. Okay, so with that cleared, now we can get to work on some of the other stuff that needs collecting across this area. So the first thing I'd like to do is actually go all the way back here and once again bring back the character that has already helped us several different times, and that is going to be the Wicked Witch, who can destroy several Lego objects. Of course, there's a multitude of other characters that we could use for this, but having activated this keystone, which is the locate keystone, what we need to do is basically, I'm currently looking at the actual toy pad and it's changing color. So like as I move over here, you can see that it's orange, but as I keep going, you can see the reflection of the light on my hand. It's slowly but surely turning green, whereas now it's really, really bright green, which indicates to me that whatever it is that we're looking for must be somewhere in this direction. It has to be somewhere close by. There it is, you see? And so having located the rift, we now go on ahead and pull whatever's in that rift through to our time zone. Dude, it's Mr. Plow. That's my name. I'm Mr. Plow. Don't wear it out. And so, before we visit that area that has opened up, we're actually going to say goodbye to the Wicked Witch. We don't need her help no more. We need a character that can dig stuff. Jake the dog is perfect for this. We're just going to drop him on the back of this vehicle and get him digging for us. Brilliant. That is fantastic. Before we leave here, we can do a couple of things. So first and foremost, what we can do is actually go on ahead and rock out. So activate this, which will then allow us to lower
I'm glad you're here.
this canopy.
When we are?
Don't think I can. Can I jump onto the... Okay, I guess the roof of the car can boost you. And then having made our way up, we can create a ladder as well. Okay, now, this is another thing that Finn can actually help us with, because we need a character that can drill stuff. And fortunately enough, even though Jake... Did I say Finn again? I think I did. Fortunately enough, since Jake can transform into stuff, because I don't know what his powers are actually, because I've never watched Adventure Time, so I'm not really sure, like, if is he like Mr. Fantastic, where it's just, he just gained the ability to stretch, but he's a dog, or is he just whatever he is? Like, is he an alien, like a Play-Doh alien or something like that, that just happens to be able to transform into whatever he pleases? I'm not sure. If you know the answer to that and you can drop some knowledge, let me know down in the comment section below. I am definitely willing to learn more about Adventure Time. Okay, so next up, we've got the second of 3 plugs that need to be set up. Now, before we go ahead and complete the last one, we actually will take our tiny little detour heading to that new area of the map that has been opened up courtesy of Mr. Plow, which actually seemingly takes us into... Is this the high school where they had the prom? I think it is, isn't it? Okay, so there's a mini kit just sitting there in the middle waiting for us. I love how the DeLorean is just driving into everything. Okay, that's brilliant. I don't know about the tactics of that, but it is what it is. Okay, lots of studs back here. Make sure to grab that blue stud. Equally as important, if not more, back here there's a purple stud, so definitely grab that, because obviously even if you don't have stud multipliers, that's 10,000 points, so that will definitely be very, very nice to have. Okay, so there's a multitude of stuff here that I can see that we need to interact with, and that we can interact with, including destroying that statue of Poseidon, I guess. Okay, so first things first, I think what we'll do is, once again, call in a character that has wizardry abilities. And then we will rescue the character in peril. I'm not really sure if this is a good way of rescuing people. Like, it's like if somebody's stuck in a tree and you throw them a rope and pull them down. It's like, it's just not the best way to save somebody, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it would have been smarter to, like, put a trampoline, a ladder, something that makes that more comfortable experience, but whatever. We're not going to question it. Next up, we need a character that can interact with rainbow bricks. And we have one in the Lumpy Space Princess, who, by destroying all that, gets us a lot of studs collected. So I guess that's not a necessary thing that you have to complete. But it's just, again, a nice way of collecting some more studs. By the way, did you guys notice? We have over 1 million studs. That's awesome. Super stoked for that. Okay. The other cool thing about this Lumpy Space Princess character is that she can actually interact with Batarang switches as well. So by completing that, here's the enchantment under the sea. Yo, that's actually a sick guitar riff. Yo, you go, Marty. Dude, he just ripped the room. Hey, everybody was so blown away that they decided to give us a coffee machine. Thank you. I appreciate it. Pardon me. Keep on keeping on. Okay, and lastly, what we need is a character that can bring the water to this very aquatic-themed party. And who better than Aquaman? So what we're going to do first is actually fix this fountain over here to earn pretty good boost of stuff. Holy, okay, an excellent boost of studs. Sheesh, that was generous. Oh, by the way, there's another one of those fish up there. And then what we need to do is interact with this to create a trident that will open up that pearl, I think. And with that popped open, bam, we get ourselves our final mini kit. That is brilliant. 10 mini kits collected. We go back on track here. We don't need the help of Aquaman any longer. It looks like Marty got left behind. Although maybe he just wanted to stay in the prom, to be fair. With the way that the movie went, maybe he was just chilling. He's like, listen, we can head back to the future eventually, but for now, let's just hang out at the prom a bit. Okay, so I clearly need to get up. And I think I should be able to do it. Okay, so I probably am supposed to use the hoverboard here, but I'm going to try to Never mind. I'm going to have to use the hoverboard here because otherwise we're not getting across. So hoverboard to the rescue. Thank you. Fortunately enough, the hoverboard doesn't take a whole lot of space to spawn. Then by hovering across, we can scale up. Wait, can we scale up? We seem to be struggling to make that jump. There we go. Okay. That was kind of bizarre. I don't know why for a while there. It just seemed to like think his head was hitting the ceiling there. I'm not sure what that was all about. Okay, we're going to destroy all of these other pieces of rubble and just basically anything that is getting in the way of our main objective here in order to reassemble this plug. We also need still more tile pieces, which I hope are right here. Yes, they are. Brilliant. Okay, so that is the last part of this puzzle, because this should allow us to go back, I think. Now, of course, keep in mind, guys, there was a very, very in-depth Back to the Future level within the main campaign of LEGO Dimensions as well. So that's another thing that, like, if you're a fan of Back to the Future and LEGO, there's plenty more to enjoy. Okay, so with that plugged and I guess the 1.9 gigajolts powered up, we can glide and slide down, hop into our DeLorean, and oh, whoops, our DeLorean seems to be somewhat stuck over there. So hop into our DeLorean, go back on the boost pad, and 88 miles per hour takes us right back to the future. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Aerobic Fitness Center. Open 24 hours. I guess that movie theater is not going to be open anymore.
Hope you read that shopping list.
Okay. Well, that's going well. There goes Marty.
He's not moving. Oh, no, 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 Doc, no!
Thanks for the loot, Marty. You really saved my bacon.
What happened? I never
But
know about
he's like, I just had a baseball glove.
Well, I figured. What the heck?
Ta-da! And as you can see, we have now successfully gone back to the future. Level completed. We did earn 1.199 million studs, which is insanely, insanely awesome. Of course, speaking of studs, we do get our rule breaker status completed, which means we will be awarded with a gold brick for that. We did rescue Lorraine Baines, which means that the character in peril for this level is now rescued. And then, of course, as far as the mini kits are concerned, we did actually get all 10 of them, which means we get this really cool display item that we can go on ahead and not just look at, but interact with inside of the Back to the Future hub world, which is something that we will indeed be visiting very, very, very soon. 4 additional gold bricks collected. We're going to press continue in order to take a bit of a preview of the hub world itself, because it is a ginormous, and honestly, it might actually be the single biggest hub world inside LEGO Dimensions, because it's not just contained to one location. You can actually travel both backwards and forwards in time within this hub world. So you actually get a multitude of different areas that you get to go on ahead and visit. And so with all that being said, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And of course, guys, don't forget you can also support the channel by becoming a member and or grabbing some merch. Thank you very much for watching. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, guys.